now, coming to you live from atop the Lavender Town Radio Tower, it's the one, the only, Puclpodcast.
It's PoGo! PoGo! It's PoGo! PoGo! Pokemon Underground Champions League, oh yeah! PoGo! PoGo!
Welcome to the Puclpodcast. I am your host, Trainer Thatch, here today with my, I guess, bubblier than usual co-hosts. We've got the one and only Lord Jushiro.
Some say, hi, beautiful people, good to be here.
And we've got Lynian.
Hi! We're like 20 minutes away now.
Yeah.
Oh, right! I totally forgot about that. Sorry. Yes.
I've been here 6 months, Jushiro.
I'm sorry. I am the worst.
Welcome to the Puclpodcast. Puckle, of course, standing for the Pokemon Underground Champions League, a nonsensical name we came up with in 2007, where we talk everything Pokemon, from the trading card game to the video game to everything in between. I'm very excited to be here, and I assume everybody else is.
Oh, yeah.
I guess we just ask you guys, what I always ask you guys is, what you've been up to lately? How are things?
Things are nice, actually. They're pretty good. I am definitely playing Scarlet and Violet, although not as much, because Engage did come out. I've been playing that. It's been a lot of fun. Yes. Definitely better than the last one. And
I'm going to disagree, actually. But
it's just the combat is so good. Anyway.
I will say the combat in Engage is better than the combat in Three Houses. I think, I don't know, it just lost a lot of the charm, and that's just because it's just like, hey, let's celebrate the history of Fire Emblem, and it's just like, you've been doing that since 2013. when Awakening came out.
It's called Super Smash Brothers.
I'm like, you guys have just been doing this. You guys have been doing this for the past decade. I don't know what's going on.
I know, but like, what's a game I could play anywhere on the go that has all of the heroes of Fire Emblem? Like, I don't think that existed before this for the Switch.
Well, the phone game, but
that was the joke, which is why I basically said it's titled Jushiro.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't even realize. Sorry.
With all of the heroes, yes, that was the joke.
The gotcha.
Sorry, yes, right over my head.
Even then, on the Switch, I think Fire Emblem. Which one was it? The Fire Emblem Warriors came out.
Both of them, actually.
Yeah. Fire Emblem Warriors came out, and it's pretty much just again a celebration of the franchise.
Right.
We only do it all the time.
From there.
I've been playing the very Pokemon game, Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity.
Oh, I got that game. I haven't played it, though.
It is aggressively okay. I've played worse Warriors games. I've played better.
Oh, the Age of Calamity game?
Yeah, like, it's not...
Yeah, it's okay.
It's not bad.
Yeah, it's okay.
The anti-monster combat's fun. As far as, like, strategic Warriors gameplay, there isn't any.
In terms of just, like, lore and world building, I kind of like it. After playing Breath of the Wild.
That is my biggest problem with it.
After playing Breath of the Wild, I don't know, I really like riding around with the Divine Beast.
Like, sure, that's fine, and that could have still been in. But at the same point, I'm going to spoil this game, but it's been several years. The fact that you, like, get all the future champions and then save the world, I'm like, oh...
Yeah.
I guess the whole play the prologue didn't happen then.
No, it did.
Oh, they changed the story.
Yeah, it's not actually a prologue. They like go back in time and like change the events and stuff. It's wonky.
Yeah.
Okay.
They get exactly one interesting relationship out of it because none of the other characters have any ties to the past except Sidon. So you see him when he's like a baby, and then you see him like walking around the 8-foot shark man. You're like, see, this is fun. This is what they should have been doing.
Yes. But yeah, I went to League again this week.
Did you win again?
You socialized.
I did not win. I got 3rd place.
Out of 3? Like last time?
No, there were 12. So I still walked away with store credit. I'm slowly just like getting store credit so I can just buy D&D stuff and nothing else. Because this store, I found out recently that they actually do have Pokemon singles, but they don't have anything in like a case, so I can never know what they have. So I'll just keep going to the other store that I can trust to have singles. But I can continue to get store credit and, you know, buy some dice for D&D.
You can never go wrong with dice.
Yeah.
I'm so beyond spoiled because the local game store that I go to for like tournaments or anything like that.
Yeah.
They're the guys who own Card Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
So you can use store credit for purchases on Card Kingdom.
That's nice.
Mm.
Yes. And they have an attached restaurant, which you can also pay with store credit.
Yeah.
So
that would also be nice.
It's kind of the best. It's like, oh, I won $25 of this tournament. Fantastic. I can put that to singles that get shipped in from a warehouse, or I can buy dinner.
Yeah, I know. I'm a big fan of that. I just think it's kind of cool because I wasn't going to use it for anything anyway, but I could use it to buy, you know, dice or D&D accessories.
Store credit, the original crypto.
Kind of. I understand why they do it because people like me exist who just let it sit there forever.
Right.
And so they don't really lose anything, right? If that's their prize.
Mm-hmm. I mean, and you're just playing a game.
Yeah, I go and I pay $6 to play
fun.
Pokemon, you know? Just to play Pokemon and like feel good like I'm practicing and like I'm finally figuring it out. I honestly don't know if I've gotten better or that I've just like feel confident enough to be able to win at this point.
Yeah, but like what points that there's no meaningful difference between one's confidence in their abilities and one's competence in doing it, so long as their confidence matches what they can do. Like, the ability to go, I've got this, I'm going to win, and play appropriately is itself a skill.
Yeah,
right.
I definitely agree with that. No, I was a little bummed. Like, the only loss I had was somebody essentially just copied, like, the Goodra list that won this past regionals. And I was playing against that, which I don't have a good matchup against. I was playing, like, Lugia Pikachu. And I don't have a great matchup, but then I also just, like, drew, like, garbage. So... And they like got turned on really quick, and I was like, well, yeah, I can't play. It's fine. And it's like the one good player in the league that I lost to too. And so that made me feel even worse because I'm just like, man, I just want to beat him because I don't think he's that good. Because he just talks a lot of smack.
Thatch, a true hater at heart.
And you just really hope he never checks out that podcast that you got on your playmat there.
I don't use the Puckle playmats at League. I'm gonna be honest with you.
That's fair. I don't either.
I don't use the Puckle playmats at League, and that's only because mostly because I don't want to like have to answer those questions, right?
Yeah, no, you're Hannah Montana it, I understand.
Yeah, I just want to go and play the game. I'm not there to like promote the podcast.
You don't want to be bothered. You're not there to sign autographs. You just want to play Pokemon.
I doubt the other 11 people that show up would know what the podcast is, though, Jushiro,
but you'd think that it would be a tight overlap, but no.
Yeah, no, probably not. They probably don't listen.
Right.
I mean, I'm just waiting for it. I don't know, because the only thing is, like, I barely know the guy who's, like, really good, but he'll, like, just come and talk at me, because I think he has a perception that I'm a good player for some reason, and I don't know what that is.
You're not good. He couldn't possibly be accurate.
Yeah. He thinks that I'm a good player or something, so he tries to talk to me, and I'm just like, I really... And all he does is just, like, spout off, like... He just spouts off, like, meta stuff.
I was so worried you were going to say conspiracy theories.
No, but he does claim that he knows, like, everybody in the TCG community.
So he had one conversation with a dude.
Yeah, he just... Every time I mention something...
on Twitter.
Because he always, like, tries to find my deck list and stuff like that. Find out what my deck list is, like, every week. And I'm like, I don't really want to tell you. Because, like, I don't want to talk about it. I just want to play the deck. And, it's a good time, as always.
Yeah.
Meeting Pokemon people in real life is always entertaining. One way or the other.
And a gamble.
Yes. Everybody else in the league's fine, though. Like, they're fun to talk to. So, it's great. But yeah, I'm going to, I'm going to stop us here. And I'm going to kick us on over to the news. We actually have news this week. Shocker. And so, we're going to go read that. So, let's cue that epic music.
radio tower. This just in.
Welcome to the news. In the news, there was a recent Polygon where Legendary Pictures confirmed that Detective Pikachu is still in active development, which is something I did not expect to hear. I was just kind of hoping they would let it fade into obscurity.
Given how vague active development means, that could be anything from we're starting shooting next year to, there's an intern who, looks at it every couple of months.
We've talked about it, at the water cooler on
we
Tuesdays.
We haven't shut it down yet.
That is the definition of active development of we haven't stopped it.
Right. Which is confusing.
It's going to end up being a movie that a 12-year-old shoots on a handy cam.
Right. So if you tell me we are still, planning to start developing soon, that'll be a more easier to swallow than no. We've been working on it in the past, how long? This was 2016? So it's 6 years already? If you're taking this long, I'm worried about what you...
I don't even think I'm worried so much as I don't think much is happening with it. We'll see. But it is funny to hear that they're not disregarding it.
Right.
That's so silly. All right, well, that's fun. Let's move on.
Move on to actually news regarding Scarlet and Violet. We got Greninja returning to raids this weekend, followed immediately by Fairy Tandemaus. Raids for Valentine's Day through the 15th.
Yay.
Probably gives... Hopefully Sweet Herba Mystica. I feel like that would be a fun...
That would be a fun one. That would be a fun.
I mean, they won't. It'll be just... crap.
How does it feel to have Greninja back in the meta?
It's not really... Well, okay. I haven't played OU in the past week that it's been in the meta, so I don't know.
Cinderace did more for the meta.
Yeah.
But Cinderace did more for the meta mostly because Cinderace has changed.
Yeah. I mean, Protean got nerfed real hard, so...
I know that.
So he's not terrifying, but he's fine. Greninja isn't bad.
Right.
He's got decent coverage. I mean, it's okay.
And Joe also has decent coverage. Most mobile hitters. Home Mobile has been updated for ranked battle stats. The update allows easy access to the players in Master Ball, so we know that there are almost 300,000 in singles, and fifth of that in doubles. I
can't wrap my head around this every single time I see it. Because it's just them giving us a giant mirror every time I see it. Because playing 6v6 singles is impossible. And they're just we're very aware that most of you actually want to play singles. But hear us out, doubles. We made sure that the game could play doubles.
It has to be a speed.
Well, I know that they do it for doubles. I completely understand VGC being doubles. One, because I think it is just as difficult to play, if not more difficult to play than singles. Mm-hmm. I also think that it's much more fun to watch because if you think about the plays that you make in 6v6, it's a lot of switching and that's boring to watch.
Yeah.
And you do switch in VGC, but not nearly as much. One, because the games are short, but it's just also not optimal.
You can have that slot doubled into. It's a much higher backfire. Numbers have been dropping, but given that they've dropped 15% over months, that's actually not that bad.
No, it's not bad.
For any game being released, that's fine. If anyone's saying, oh, watch, the fans hate the game and are leaving in droves. No, 15% is actually a really good number.
This is actually exactly what happened with, this is exactly what happened in Sword and Shield. Sword and Shield dropped off real hard after the first season, and then there were 3 spikes, and 2 of them are very obvious. One is when Isle of Armor was released, and we got a new batch of Pokemon. Another one happened with Crown Tundra, because we got another batch of Pokemon. The third one... No, it wasn't the ban list. The third one was when they banned Dynamax. Yeah.
I do remember the ban list was a small, so it just went away immediately, because
it didn't spike noticeably at all. If you look at the numbers, it just... the ban list was the most fun format. I will hands down agree with you. I just think that people were more interested in not playing with Dynamax because I don't think people liked it. I kind of miss it. In retrospect, there are some fun things. Though terrestrialization is just as fun. VGC is just completely different, and I'm having a fun / hard time. But on that note, hitting Master Ball this season of Ranked will also include 3 sweet Herba Mystica per format. on top of some bottle caps and an ability pack. So it's a great way to get some Herba Mystic. So go team. Back to you, Jushiro, talking about Go.
For the setup, in the lead to the fourth, Rayquaza and Mega Lapis.
Latios. Yeah, Latios.
Both Latios, you mean,
both.
right?
Yeah, both, yeah.
Yeah. And there will be prep for the tour. A raid during the tour will be Dioxys, the Primal.
Oh, cool.
I've been away for a while, so I'm kind of reached half of it.
It means they've been doing every year, Jushiro, you buy a ticket. It's like a mini Go Fest. And
Right,
it's
now I
been
know
based
what
on a
you're talking
generation, and you've been able to get like a bunch of the regionals and stuff like that through it. So it's been an interesting thing. It's been interesting. More Go stuff though, Lynian. More Go.
Yeah, they're doing some like a Valentine's event. You can get shiny / worse Tapu Lele, and Mega Gardevoir will be added as well. There's also a Love Disc Research Day on the 11th and Vulpix Battle Day on the. Yeah, that's vaguely.
I feel like Vulpix Battle Day needs more explanation, but
I don't have it, Thatch.
I know you
It's not in the
don't.
document
I know you. No, that's what I'm
provided me.
saying. I know. That's all I'm saying. You assume I write the document.
I said you provided it, not that you created it.
All right. The final thing, and the thing that is the saddest on this document, is in TCG news. Development for TCG Online ends March 1st. There's no shutdown announcement yet, but it will not be receiving new cards or updates after March 1st. That means that, like right now, if you open PTCGO, it's like Pokemon Live, the new hotness. You should go to it, which I would say sure, but it is definitely still broken in a lot of ways. There's just like so many cards that don't work. It's insane to me. TCGO, in the same time that Pokemon Live's been in the beta in the US, has had like one, like, I don't even call it game breaking, but one bug that was significant. But TCG Live has had something like, I don't know, like I can think of off the top of my head something like 10 bugs that have just broken the game and made it unplayable in several different ways. Yeah.
So
it definitely feels beta. They did announce that they're going to try to move resources from PCGO to TCG Live, but by resources they mean money.
Right.
So hopefully like they can get a couple more people on it to help them fix it, because like Force Sealstone came out and it took them quite literally, I think, 6 weeks.
I mean, it doesn't
it wasn't PTCGO is operating just fine. I think the difference was PTCGO is developed by some other company and they wanted to bring it in house.
Right, dying as in like in their business, right? The sunsetting. Like,
oh yeah, no. I don't mind
end of lifing.
I don't mind
We're trying to
TCG.
get rid of it.
I don't mind TCGO like going away as long as like the replacement's good.
The replacement isn't terrible.
Yeah, but the replacement's
right.
kind of bad.
Right. Well, that's where the adding more.
I hope so. I really hope so. I hope that fixes
Hopefully.
it. Because the game looks worse, it feels worse.
Who's the developer for that?
Pokemon, the company.
Yeah, it's them.
Yeah, they're doing it in house. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised.
The only good thing.
Surprised about that, and no longer surprised that Pokemon Live has.
Yeah. Right. I think I'm more like I the biggest advantage is that you can very easily play it on your phone, and that's about it. That's kind of where it ends right now. They got rid of trading in exchange for like credits. So if you get extra cards, you get credits, and you could craft cards. I think the payouts it doesn't work too well. I'm kind of hoping they added microtransactions upon like the proper release in April or March, where they're just like, hey, you can just buy the credit craft. That's if that works, I'll feel a little bit. All right, so finally, Puckle's Poke prediction. Between Pokemon Sleep, Detective Pikachu the film, and Detective Pikachu Switch, which is going to release first? I honestly don't see any of them.
I think Sleep probably will.
I think Sleep is the most realistic, but you know we're coming up, like we're coming up on the 4-year anniversary of that press conference.
They haven't even mentioned.
No, like everything from that press conference never happened.
Yep.
Like
comedically nothing happened.
Yeah, I think there was the one thing they talked about was like the Detective Pikachu movie or something, and that because it was about to come out and they talked about it briefly, but then nothing else from that press conference ever happened.
That's hilarious.
Except for the toothbrush game because it released on the same day. But
and was it like Pokemon? I don't even remember. There was one other thing that was announced that was also like kind of silly. It just escapes me.
Just none of it happened. I did see some movement on the Pokemon Sleep front though recently. There was something that came out about it. Well, there was something that came out about it recently. I forget what it was, but I did see it.
Well, that's kind of why I suggested it. It's because it's got it had a trademark renewed, as well as some like
Yeah, I think something happened. We'll see. I'm not hopeful for any of those things to happen, and I would love to be proven wrong.
Well, I'm also not hopeful that they'll happen just because I think they're going to be. But,
I'm shamelessly,
Jushiro, I thought we were friends.
Well, I like adventure games, old clicky version. That's what it felt like. And, On the Go was a new experience to have an adventure game like that.
I guess.
I like it. It wasn't terrible.
I guess for someone your age, that's what I'm going to say.
Oh, that hurt.
What are you going to do? Get on your penny farthing bicycle?
I don't have a comeback for that. You're right.
Yeah, right.
What are you going to do? Get on your penny farthing bicycle? Come after us?
I'm a I can't even pronounce that.
Geriatric is the word.
Thank you. I'm an aging millennial. I crave those 90s adventure games
What you said sounds exactly like somebody born in the 80s, okay? All right. Well, that's going to be the news. We're going to kick it on over, guys, to Puckle's Poke Quiz, where we're going to quiz your co-host on their insane Pokemon knowledge.
Oh, hi, and welcome to the Poke Quiz, the part of the show where we quiz our co-hosts on their insane Pokemon knowledge. I'm Mark from the Dunsparce gang, here to explain the rules. Our fabulous co-hosts will work as a team to answer 5 Pokemon-themed trivia questions that fans have submitted on the Discord server. Each question is worth 1 point, with Pokedex and multiple answer questions worth more, for a total of 7 points. The host can use a free hint at any time. If they get all the answers correct and do not use the hint, they can cash it in for an 8th point.
Welcome to our trivia segment. Thank you for that introduction. We've got a few questions for you guys. Our first question is going to come to you from Snackard. Which Paldean Pokemon is classified as the Rascal Pokemon?
Ooh, snap.
Mabosstiff, the baby one. Maschiff, maybe? Maschiff comes to mind.
What about the... No, never mind. This is Pangean.
Pangean?
Paldia, sorry.
How old are these Pokemon?
They shoved all of the Pokemon regions together.
I was thinking about the primal ones. No.
No, none of the Paradox Mons can be, because they're all the Paradox Pokemon.
Right.
Yeah.
Flitter?
Flittle? No.
The Rascal Pokemon.
Yeah, I feel like Maschiff, because its name is like Mastiff and Mischief. I guess that's probably
a good one.
A decent guess.
Yeah, I second that one.
Sure.
Maschiff is correct. It is Maschiff.
Hey!
You guys are a 1 for 1. Our next question comes to you from Farmer Fox. Wind moves are a new category of moves in Gen 9. Flying type having most such moves at 5. But what is the other type to have more than one wind move?
Are there
I actually don't know.
Ice?
Wait, what? Repeat the question,
yeah,
please.
It's ice. Maybe.
What is a wind move?
Moves are a new tag.
Oh, I see.
So, like, you have sharpness, which boosts slashing moves, which is a category. Punching moves, right? Well, there's a new category that interacts with a couple of abilities called
Wind Power and Wind Rider both do it. Yep,
Bramblegast and Kilowattrel's signature abilities. So I think it's Ice, because I know Blizzard has it, and I think Icy Wind has it. There are a couple like one-offs, like I know Fairy Wind has one. And then all of the Genie moves, like Ground has one. Wait, then Fairy has 2 as well.
Which is the other one?
Springtide Storm.
Okay.
So, you said, is it the one with the most other than it, or is it the only one with more than one?
The most other than flying. The most other than flying.
Dragon doesn't have any?
Dragon has one, has Twister.
Okay.
I had to put this in the sheet a while ago, but it's been a bit. Heat Wave is one I know. I don't know if
No,
there are
that's
any
one
others
I
that
wouldn't have
missing.
even guessed.
I think it's... I think Ice and Fairy both have 2. I don't think anything has 3. So I don't know.
I'm good with your guess.
I
it
guess
sounds to me that wind might be like. Ice might be more. Maybe we're forgetting one of the ice moves, but it does have a lot of wind.
Yeah, I think you're right. Flying's slightly more likely. So we'll say not flying. The other one.
Yeah,
Ice.
Ice. Yeah.
Ice is correct. That's what I have on my sheet as Blizzard and Icy Wind. However, I think there's actually 3 answers to this question.
What?
Fairy does exist because of Springtide Storm and Fairy Wind. Because
said that?
Because Ice only has 2 in Blizzard and Icy Wind. And Ground also because Sandstorm... Oh no, Sandstorm is a rock type move. Never mind. Sandstorm's a rock type move. I'm a dummy bear. Never mind. Those are the only 2 answers. The Fairy and Ice are both acceptable answers, though.
Oh, there you go.
Okay,
other moves in this category, though, that aren't flying type: Twister, dragon type move; Windbolt Storm, an electric type move;
Wild Bolt. Yep.
Oh yeah, that's what I meant. And Petal Blizzard, and Heat Wave, and Heat Wave. Yeah,
I knew about Heat Wave because that's like relevant for Bramblegast.
It's just relevant in general.
To me, a Heat Wave means no wind. It's hot.
I haven't seen I haven't seen any Pokemon use Petal Blizzard since like 1998. So
Petal Blizzard existed only in Gen 7.
Really?
You're thinking of Petal Dance.
I am thinking of Petal Dance.
Petal Blizzard is a Gen 7 move.
I have seen no Pokemon use Petal Blizzard.
Yeah, you wouldn't. It's like an exclusive move on Bacon Pants, that Pokemon.
It's actually on a lot of Pokemon.
They probably gave it out more broadly.
Actually, it's not a Gen 7 move. It's a Gen 6 move.
Oh, it was one of those. We'll just add it and see if anyone notices kinds of moves.
Yeah, that's what it looks
Eerie
like.
Impulse or
it was on Floette. And Flabébé.
Physical grass type move on the special attacking mono fairy. I wonder why I missed it.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
All right. Well, that gives you guys 2. We have our third question, which is your Pokedex entry question, as always. And this one's going to come to you from the Once and Future Gamer. Its Ultra Moon Pokedex entry states, "They live alone without forming packs. They will only listen to orders from trainers who can draw out their full power." Who's that Pokemon?
That sounds
literally
familiar.
Most of them?
Right.
What dex was that from?
Ultra Moon. So we've gone from 1,000 Pokemon to like 400, so that should help.
I mean, it doesn't not help.
Repeat it again?
They live alone without forming packs. They will only listen to orders from trainers who can draw out their full power.
Such a nothing dex.
Right.
Yeah, it is.
Sneasel. No, wait, those explicitly pack hunt.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe not any Pokemon. That feels like a dragon to me. But like which dragon?
Why would it make you would think that most Pokemon are pack hunters.
I'm down to just say like, I don't know, Druddigan. I don't even know that wasn't in that dex. No, that wasn't in that dex. I want to give an actual.
It sounds like a Lucario thing, maybe? Or the tiny
Lucario's thing's all about aura.
Railu.
Sure. Turtonator. No, that's like I keep thinking of Pokemon I know it isn't. You know,
sounds like if it's something. Oh wait, no.
Was Houndoom in that dex?
This is.
You know what? We need another one, and we get one if we get it wrong. So let's just say Houndoom.
Okay. Houndoom is unfortunately incorrect. The next entry I got isn't much better, so I'm gonna get a new one. Because I don't think you'll get it after this other entry. The second entry is going to come to you from Pokemon Scarlet.
Oh.
This Pokemon uses its rocky mane to slash at any who approach. It will even disobey its trainer if it dislikes the orders it was given.
So it's Lycanroc, but that was the least helpful. Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't think the dog hunted in packs. I mean, I did say Houndoom, but that one at least is an evil dog.
Well,
okay, so
yeah,
so Lycanroc.
Lycanroc is correct. It's Lycanroc Midnight form to be exact, but
God.
the one that should have been a dark type.
But no, Tyranitar has to be a special boy.
Yep. All right, you guys got 3 points. So this next question, oh god, there are 10 answers. Oh my god.
Okay.
To this question. So I assume you'll get 3 of them. If not, I'm gonna make you. You know what? For every 3 of them, you get 1 point. That's how we're gonna make it work. If you get all 10, you get bonus points. I need to know. This is from Farmer Fox. Farmer Fox asks, which 10 Pokemon types have immunities other than against types? So immunities to statuses or particular types of damage or particular effects.
Okay.
If you need to give me the type and the immunity that it has.
Can't paralyze an electric type.
Right. That is correct. That is correct.
Can't burn a fire type.
That is also correct. That is 2.
Can't poison a steel or poison type.
Yeah.
Those are both correct. That is 4.
Can't
Can't
intimidate
trap
dark?
a ghost type. And what was that, Jushiro?
I think you can't intimidate dark?
No, you can't intimidate dark. There are some abilities that shut it down.
Oh, it's the abilities that shut it down. Got it. I thought it was a type.
So
Okay.
ghost trapping is also correct. That is 5.
You can't prankster a dark type.
That
that's what it
is
was.
6.
Can't powder a grass type.
That is 7.
Okay.
Flying type are immune to the effects of terrains. Would that be one that they're counting?
No.
Okay. It was a question.
How many do we have right now?
We have 7. There are 3 more left. You only need 2.
Yeah.
Are psychic about something? Do they defend against
I
something?
can't think of anything for psychic. Can't think of anything for bug or dragon. It's not like any one type has like multiple immunities, right?
No.
Oh, can't freeze an ice type.
That is 8.
All right.
I'm trying to think of any other statuses. Confusion is universal. Flinching is
The
universal.
next 2 are kind of
Yeah,
related, but it's fine.
You can't poison a poison.
We already had. Yeah, I said that for the poison and the steel.
You can't. Oh yeah, and steel. You said.
It's not anything with fairy, I don't think. Already said electric. Ground?
Well,
We're not talking about would sandstorm immunity count?
Yes.
Okay, then ground is immune to sandstorm.
That is 9, and then the other one you're missing is that rock is also immune to sandstorm.
Rock is also immune to sandstorm, and rock
There you
also
go.
gets a 50% boost in sand.
And sand. Yep, that is all 10.
There you go.
You guys
There we go.
get your
All
pat on the
Lynian.
back, and you guys get your 2 points. So you are at 5 for 4, or 3 points. You are at 6 for 4. My apologies. Your next question is your base stat question, as always. And if you get this right without the hint, you get the full 8. So here we go. This next question is going to come to you from... I have to remember which one we asked you last week. From G McP. What water type Pokemon has the lowest special attack?
I have... Is it Magikarp?
You would guess.
Maybe Feebas? Like, it's gotta be one of those two, right?
You would guess. I mean, there's a lot of useless water Pokemon. It could be Loftus for all we know.
Oh, or like Wishy-Washy Solo.
Right.
I'm tempted to say Magikarp, but
Right.
I will let you I'll let you decide.
I mean, there's so many options. Most of these, like, I know that Magikarp doesn't even learn any special moves, right? It only learns physical.
I know it has
So
an
that's
attack of 10.
Right.
No idea what its special attack is. That's not something I ever paid attention to.
Yeah, I mean, Magikarp, I would say Magikarp. If not, the only one that ever does even remotely comes to mind would be Wishy-Washy, the single version.
Solo.
But I will go Magikarp then.
Magikarp is unfortunately incorrect. The answer is Feebas.
Oh!
Oh, the other ugly fish.
Yeah, Feebas,
Okay.
Feebas has a base special attack of 10. Magikarp's is 15. Meryl and Wimpod are next at 20.
I should have guessed at the moment that Lynian said that Magikarp had a 10 for attack.
That Feebas would have flipped it.
That would have fit, but because Gyarados is more physical and then
Milotic is more special. See, right, I kind of had the thought, but then I was like, wait, but Magikarp was like that bad, so
right.
Maybe okay. All right, okay. I'll take the points.
You guys still got 6. He still got 6.
Yeah, so, I'm not upset.
So in our race to 40,
that was a good question.
In our race to 40, currently Mark is in the lead with 8, and Lynian and Jushiro are tied for second with 6. Everybody else is yet to get on the board.
Ooh.
So yeah, look at that. All right, if you want to catch more Poke Quiz, make sure you jump into the next show, or listen to the old ones, or come to the Patreon and listen to Game Corner. Your choice, not mine. On that note, though, guys, we're going to kick it on over to the topic. We have another review this week from iTunes from Boy Jeff. Amazing, 5 stars. I just started listening this year, but I've loved it ever since. Well, thank you for that, and if you would like to review us wherever you listen to the podcast, we would really appreciate it. It would help us out. On top of that, you might be able to be right on the show. Well, until then, we're going to kick it on over, guys, to the topic. Welcome to the topic. Our topic today is going to be top 5 and bottom 5 psychic types. If you haven't listened to the show before, we actually just did this 2 weeks ago, but that one was off schedule. So we're going to go ahead and go through all the psychic types. We're going to try to come up with a list between the 3 of us of the top 5 and bottom 5 psychic type Pokemon out there. I'm very excited because psychic type is actually like, it's got a cool pool of contenders. So the way this is going to work is we're each going to nominate one at a time, and we're going to hopefully come to a conclusion at the end, and just discuss the Pokemon and see if there's anything we like/don't like about it. I guess I'll kick things off. I've got a couple. So like I want to honorably mention first Lugia because I really like Lugia, but I think it's a flying type before it's a psychic type.
That's fair.
And I don't want to throw it in this list, but I really like Lugia. Did you know that like Lugia only got psychic typing because one, at the time, the designers thought that psychic type was just like what you gave powerful Pokemon. And 2, they couldn't give Lugia 3 types because they really wanted to make it like psychic water flying.
Mm-hmm.
I think water flying would have been nice.
I think it makes it a worse Pokemon, right? Because you get that ×4 weakness to electric.
Water flying would have been rough. Water psychic could have been cool.
Water psychic would have been definitely interesting just to give it like Starmie's ability or Starmie's typing. I don't know. It is kind of bummed that like in the first 2 gens we just get like 5 mystical bird Pokemon, you know?
Yeah.
It's kind of bummed. I don't really like that, but it's okay.
So are you suggesting Lugia, or are you just wanting to...
No. I think Lugia belongs in the flying episode.
That's what I figured.
That is the only legendary I think I will ever nominate is Lugia to any of these positions.
That's fair.
I don't know that I'll nominate any of the other legendary because I think, especially like after the box art times, like or I guess it's all games now, except for Red and Blue, but like the box art legendaries, I feel like are just so shoehorned down your throat. It's really hard to say like they are big enough for anything.
Well, we'll see how we feel out partway down this list.
Are we talking about Solgaleo?
We'll get there. We'll get there.
All right. So the ones that I would like to nominate for best, because Thatch has 2 things that he really likes that he learned from doing his Pokemon type chart. Is that it either needs to be from Gen 4 or it needs to be an Alolan form.
Yes.
I really like Alolan Raichu.
Oh God, really?
I like him. I don't love him. I like him a lot, though.
I like Alolan Raichu. I mean, you can tell me you don't.
It was one of my nominations for bottom.
Really? Okay.
I'm surprised by that.
I am actually surprised by that. I think he's a cool Pokemon.
He's just a little dude.
Yeah, he's just a dude.
He feels like he's the evolution that no one wanted, no one asked for. I would have rather to have an evolution for Raichu.
But he's already the 3rd one.
Yeah, he's already the 3rd one.
Who still counts baby Pokemon?
Everybody.
Everyone!
Fine.
Do you want Blissey to evolve? To evolve?
Blissey to evolve? If you're like Blissey, oh no.
Let me continue this list of Pokemon that you want to evolve if we want to ignore baby Pokemon, Jushiro. Magmortar? Well, actually, maybe.
But yeah.
Electivire.
That's a point of my direction.
Wigglytuff? Wigglytuff? Maybe, actually. Okay.
Stop giving reasonable ones! Roserade!
Okay, Roserade. Roserade's definitely a final Evo. That's fair. Azumarill? I don't think Azumarill needs to evolve. It's already just a bigger Marill.
Okay, so I have reached the conclusion though that I don't feel that strongly where I'm going to say no.
No, I think if it was already on your bottom nomination, we're just not going to let it. I'm just not going to let it slide. Okay, we're not going to push it through.
All right. Well, what about bottom, Thatch? Do you have an easy dunk?
I don't know if I have an easy dunk. There's a lot of bad ones though. Like I would say unknown, but I think the gimmick is kind of cool.
It's fine.
I'm kind of a sucker for the gimmick.
Like, it's fine.
I think one of the more useless psychic type Pokemon though that we've ever had is probably either Chingling or Chimecho. I like just in general. I just don't think they were necessary, like ever.
It didn't make my bottom list because I forgot about it, which I feel like is its own very...
Right.
I feel like that means it belongs on the bottom, right?
Right, like that's... Whew.
That existed.
I remember it from one Legends Arceus, but also like anytime you play through Sinnoh, right? You like it's the psychic type you can catch, other than like Bronzor. I guess you can get early game Abra too, but whenever you play through Sinnoh, like that's kind of what you're stuck with.
Sure. I'm not gonna fight you on this. It's not a good Pokemon.
I'm putting Chimecho in the bottom. We're putting Chimecho in the bottom. I'll let you go, Lynian. I'll let you go.
Alright, I'm gonna start with another easy. I think this one should be just like a straight shot into the trash bin.
Okay.
Why did they make Hypno?
Oh, no, okay. I'm gonna disagree, and not for any good reasons.
Okay.
Not for any good reasons.
For the memes.
Not for the memes. Like there's just like something in my heart that like there's a soft spot for Hypno, and I don't know why it's there.
I don't either. That thing is cursed.
I don't know why it's there. I think it's just like Gen 1 nostalgia that's like really hitting me there. And like there's two Pokemon that scratch that Gen 1 nostalgia itch like in a very, very specific way. One of them's Hypno, the other one's Primeape. And I just don't know why. I can understand why we don't like Hypno. I can totally understand why. But there's this...
Pokedex has a lot to do with that too.
The story moments that it drives, I think are very good.
Kidnapping a child?
Yeah. I mean, it's the same as like Drifblim.
It feels worse because it's a humanoid.
Is it though? It's just like it's just kind of weird.
There was literally a guy in Sun and Moon who was dressed up like a Hypno and no one could tell.
Oh, I don't like that. There's just a guy dressed up as Hypno.
Yes, he's in the market.
Oh, that is disturbing. Okay.
He gives you trick.
Can we put that guy in the bottom 5 and not Hypno? Because that's disturbing. That's very disturbing.
I feel Hypno's getting the Pitbull treatment.
Okay.
I mean, I'll allow it. If Jushiro's on board, I'll allow it. I'll allow it too.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not going to be happy. I'm not like super happy about it for no good reason.
All right, so I think this one might be... I thought that was going to be easy, so I'm prepared to fight an uphill battle for this.
Okay.
I referenced this a little. I typically don't like putting mythics or legendaries on these lists, just because I feel like they're pushed real hard in general. However, the Cosmog line... Like, I want to consider the line here, if I may.
Okay. I'm listening.
Because you have the entire game where you legitimately get attached to Nebby, and it plays a point in the story beyond just being, like, strong, angry monster man that I don't think a lot of the legendaries ever get a chance to. You kind of get it has the Koraidon, Miraidon effect of, like, you get to bond with it.
Right.
But by being kind of cutesy, when it takes this, like, epic form, it feels like a genuine story conclusion. And then Yusum ruined it, but that's why Necrozma's not on this list.
I definitely agree with your points about the story being better, for sure.
Mm-hmm. I also really like their designs, both of them, a lot.
Okay, so like that's kind of true too, though. I think that like what they accomplished, I think Koraidon and Miraidon did better in terms of like attachment.
Sure, but they're not psychic types.
They are not psychic types. They get to win the Dragon Award, okay? I mean, I guess I can't come up with a good reason to say no.
Honestly, I mean, either Solgaleo was one of my favorite designs for that gen, and Lunala is not really that far behind.
Solgaleo is a cool design.
It's always a fun fact to know how much they weight.
Yeah, Solgaleo is a good design. Okay, I'll allow it.
Mm-hmm.
We're here.
And we're allowing bunching Pokemon?
Yeah, we're gonna put the whole line. Well, sometimes it depends on the circumstance, right? Like we're gonna put Lunala / Solgaleo.
I think I might have one circumstance that might actually apply.
We're gonna put Lunala / Solgaleo together into one line because they're like the same line, right? All right. So Jushiro, do you have a nomination for top and bottom?
I do have a nomination. Let's start with bottom here. And I have to say then if we're bundling things, then these might need to be bundled together as bottom psychic Pokemon. And that's, I don't know if you guys can agree with me, that's Uxie, Misprit, and Acel.
I feel like they're just...
I think they're solidly mid.
Yeah, that's how I feel. I think they're just like mid. I think there's definitely worse.
Yeah.
In terms of useless legendaries...
When you think about competitive Pokemon, I'm sure that they're useful Pokemon.
Oh, I'm not even talking competitive.
No, in terms of design and story, I think they're pretty mid. Granted, I do think Legends Arceus like redeemed them to some extent.
A little bit. If we're talking about spin-offs that redeem them, man, I actually really liked how they were used in the Mystery Dungeon games.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Particularly Uxie. Yeah, no, the Journey, the Explorers games go hard.
I know their stories do. I just never sat down and played it, and nobody has forced me to stream it. So I've never sat down and did it. Like,
because it would be a really long stream series. It was back when games just took forever, and that was part of the reason you bought them.
I agree.
So my perspective on it is that coming in the tales of legendary trios, having the trio birds, having the dogs, having these titans, having these fantastic trios with different typings, they then end up with a trio that all share the same freaking type.
I agree with you.
And they're all little different versions of Mew. And in that perspective, I've never, even from the day that I discovered they existed, I've never been able to connect with them because it's like, to me, they're the least interesting of the trios, mythical trios.
I agree with you. I just don't think it makes it like the worst psychic type. Like
okay.
There are a lot of things that I sifted out that are worse. Like, it's not...
Okay, that's fine.
This is a world in which Mime Jr. exists, Jushiro, okay?
Mr. Mime isn't even on my list! How could I forget?
Well, don't get ahead of me. Don't get it. Oh, it's in mine. But I was... I get it. Okay, that's fair. Okay, so I got voted out for the bottom, but then I have to add for the top.
Yes, you nominated top.
For the top, I just have to do it because it really is my favorite psychic Pokemon. And I just can't not say it. And I'm sorry if I'm one of those, right, that love this Pokemon because of the hype, and that's Mewtwo.
You know, I actually feel, I mean, it'd be two legendaries, but Mewtwo on the psychic list, like, he kind of has to, right?
You're right. This is what I mean. It's like...
Mewtwo I don't have a problem with. Like, I honestly don't have a problem with Mewtwo. I think he's very iconic, and I think he's still very good.
Right. I'm worried about the like
I play him in Smash mostly. Like, I can't.
Oh, me too. He's mine. I love using him in Smash.
I can't say no to Mewtwo.
Right. Well, I'm thinking about it like it's edging the popularity dome like Charizard is. It's just everyone's just a Charizard fan. It's really close to that. Like, oh, you like Mewtwo? You're so mainstream.
No, it's not that good. It's not that good. Okay. Nothing's gonna ever like meet my hatred. Even then, like Mega Mewtwo Y specifically just like hits a point for me, and for the same reason Hypno does, just for like nostalgia, from the nostalgia point of view. Because
Mewtwo Y is the noodly one, not the punchy one, right?
Yeah, it's the noodly. Well, because Mewtwo Y was the one they used for.
Yeah, it's it's the Dragon Ball version.
Well, that's the one they used for like the promotional material for like the Genesect movie, and it was the first glimpse we got at Mega Evolution.
Well, and it was also the one they used, I mean, I referenced it, is its final Smash now.
Mega Mewtwo X is used for nothing. It's kind of like the same with Charizard Y.
No, he was used for Pokken.
Ew, yeah.
Which I feel is like an appropriate use.
With the game that everybody played, yes.
Yeah, everyone played once.
Yeah, I'm down to, let's put Mewtwo on the list.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's a legitimate use. We're back to you, Thatch. Though, what do you got for us?
Okay, so let me lay some. I don't think you'll agree with mine because I think mine are mostly attached to literally nothing that nobody ever likes. It's just like based on emotion.
Dude, no one will agree to it. I'll throw out one that I'm not actually suggesting. I was going to suggest Beheeyem as one of my it's my favorite psychic type. We both know that's not going on the list.
Get out of here. That's not happening.
But if it was going to the bottom one, I was going to veto it. So feel Lynian some solace in that.
So this is a newer one. I really like Armor Rouge. I think Armor Rouge is a really cool fire psychic type, and I think it's a very fun Pokemon. I think design-wise, it's actually really good.
Same.
I actually don't disagree. I don't like Ceruledge that much. I'm going to be the weird guy who genuinely prefers Armor Rouge. It feels less like they tried to do a cool man type. Like, you look at Ceruledge, and it's Fire Ghost, it's got Sword for Hands. I'm like, you're trying too hard. And I look at Armor Rouge, and I'm like, you are trying the correct amount.
Right. It's like what I would have loved that Marmortal would have been Mortar, yeah. Like, I like the cannon idea in your hands.
Yeah, like...
He also looks like a Mega Man boss.
So Scarlet and Violet had the same issue I had with Legends Arceus to a lesser extent, where, like, they just repeated types more than I would have liked. Like, the number of ghost types that were added in Gen 9 is insane. But then even then, like, one of your starters just evolves into a fire ghost type, and they're just like, here's a really cool fire ghost type. And I'm just like, but why? Like, I don't want this.
My boyfriend and I, neither of us knew these starter types, and he had a Charcadet, which he had Violet. So he had that and Skeleturge on the same team. He's like, I guess I'm doing this now. I'm committed.
Should have traded you for the armor to get at least Armor Rouge or something. Like,
no, because he wanted Ceruledge, because, we're all 15 at heart.
Yeah, right.
And also, I had Armor Rouge. And he had Ceruledge, so that worked. I kind of like it. I don't have a good answer for a reason, like, I don't like it.
We can always do, like, at the end, we'll do, like, one more round, right?
Yeah, I don't feel like there's anything that I would not... Like, I'm looking at my list, and it's not... Like, it's not that far off them. I feel good putting it on.
Okay, so bottom. We gotta give you a bottom. I mean, I can give you Mime Jr. again, but I feel like...
I feel like it's a bit of a slam dunk. We can save that.
Yeah, we just all agree. That's a terrible Pokemon.
We need some content.
Okay, let me take a gander again, though. Man, bad. Mime Jr. is just so bad. I think Munna's bad too, but I don't know if it's worthy of, like, the bottom.
That's another one of those ugly little Gen 5 psychic types I have a tremendous amount of affection for.
Can we, like, take a Gen 9 and just, like, slam Screamtail to the ground a little bit? Because, like...
Yes, please! I hate that thing it's on my bottom. I hate that thing with such passion. I want to grab it by the hair and just bum, 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 bum.
Like, a lot of the Paradox Pokemon are okay, but, like, Screamtail's just like, but why?
It's so bad. I hate him so much.
Because, like, you look at Brute Bonnet, this is okay. Roaring Moon, really cool.
That's fine, yeah. Look at Slitherwing. Gorgeous. Love it. No notes.
Sandy Shock's a little weird, didn't expect it, but it's okay.
I actually really like it, too. And then you look at Screamtail.
Is that a tail on its head? Is that actually a tail on its head, or is that, like, its hair? Like, I don't know.
It is a convenient handle for just taking it and just, like, those balloon toys, those punching balloons? Yeah, just that. I want to I want to Hulk Loki it just around a room. I hate it so much.
So it's great. Is Screamtail the one nominated? Okay, yeah. Then, yeah, I have nothing against to defend that Pokemon. It's just...
Be gone to the nether realm. Okay, Screamtail's on the bottom. Okay. Alright, well, now we're back to you, Lynian.
Alright, I've got a top one. And I want to nominate this Pokemon, and I love both of its forms. It's a Gen 1 Pokemon. I don't praise those often. Let's go Slowbro.
Wait, which Slowbro? There's, like, several Slowbros now.
Both of them. For different reasons. But I love I love original Slowbro in isolation. Mega Slowbro, hilarious.
Yes.
And then you get Galarian Slowbro, who is... If I had just seen Galarian Slowbro, I think he's fine. But in a world where Slowbro exists...
The designs for all of them have always been great.
Galarian Slowbro is one of my favorite Pokemon.
Like, Galarian Slowbro made Galarian Slowking a disappointment.
Yeah.
Yes, it's so good, Galarian Slowking. An objectively decent design is just kinda sad.
Galarian Slowbro on its own just made Galarian Slowking seem like a lazy choice. Like,
and it's not like Galarian Slowking is bad, it's just Galarian Slowking's that good.
you know, Galarian Slowbro like was just like, hey, it was on his tail, but what if it was on his arm? And it's just like it's pretty cool. And then Galarian Slowking was just like, what if the helmet was on even more?
Right. Like, they were trying to do a, like, the helmet takes over thing, but, like, sure, that's less interesting.
To be fair, I don't know what to do better for Galarian Slowking other than make it not the same type as Galarian Slowbro. That's all.
I thought it was going to be, like, Psychic Dark.
My notes for Galarian Slowking would be make it not poison psychic and make it literally just anything different. Those are my notes for Galarian Slowking. I'm for Slowbro.
I think that would have done a lot.
I am for Slowbro too. It's just, that's another one that is just very close to the heart. Not only just because it's an original 151, but it's just, it's always had a great design, and it's just fantastic.
All right. Well, I'm going to put specifically Galarian Slowbro, but I think that represents all Slowbros in their hearts.
I think, yeah, I prefer Galarian Slowbro, but I just like those Pokemon. And then a bottom Pokemon to nominate. I've got compelling arguments for I think about 4 here, but we've already dunked on Gen 9, so I'll briefly. I don't think it's as bad as some of the other ones. I don't know why Veluza is a Psychic type.
I do know why it is a Psychic type. I just don't think it's I don't know. Gen 9, like so like I could slam Gen 8 in terms of just like gameplay not being great. But like Pokemon design in Gen 8 is just chef's kiss.
Very good, yes.
Right? Like I can't think of maybe there's one Gen 8 Pokemon I could be like, I have a problem with you. And it's not Stonejourner. I don't know how it's not. It's not Stonejourner though. Gen 9 like definitely like had just some like swing and a misses.
I enjoyed most of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like most of them, but there's some real whiffs.
Like I think Veluza is definitely one of them. Because like I just don't understand it. It's like they like tried to make Barraskewda again, and it's just like, but why? But you just did that, and you made this one weird, and I don't like it.
So instead, though, I want to remind us that even some of the best gens are not free of sin. What is Grumpig?
Okay. Do not slander my child.
I hate Grumpig.
Oh. Interesting.
I will slander Grumpig all day, every day. I do not enjoy any of it. It is available way too late to be interesting. Its stats are abysmal. Its design makes me uncomfortable. It moves too much.
It is not too late in Gen 6. Okay, Spoink comes at a reasonable time in Gen 6.
Why do you have any affection for this thing?
I just like it. I think Grumpig, I think it should be Psychic Dark, first of all.
Thatch, you have defended. Who are you?
I know. I have feelings, okay? I have feelings for a lot of Pokemon and they don't make sense, Lynian.
The wrong ones!
I understand that they don't make sense, and that's because it's the one place in my life where I don't have to force logic down my throat, okay? It is here in the world of Pokemon.
Okay. It's all Grumpig. That's fine.
I like Spoink better than Grumpig, to be fair. Granted, I like Spoink better than Grumpig.
Sure. I'll drop this.
It's hilarious. We're having more trouble filling up the bottom than the top.
Veluza's like an okay Pokemon. It's dumb. It's like fine.
It's fine. It's just, why are you a Psychic type? Alright, I wash my hands of that.
Oh, because it has to hold itself together. That's why. Because like it eats its own flesh or something, right? Like that's what
it can shred it. It's just odd.
Yay. Well, we need 2 bottoms and a top.
for the bottom first, I have to say that the contenders are many, but I don't know if you guys gonna protest. But for me, the Muna Musharna line,
I will protest.
I don't think they're the worst, and I think like Muna has that cute connection to the Gen 1 line that happened.
I also just have an inexplicable affection for a lot of the lumpy Gen 5 psychics. Not all of them.
Like, these feelings only exist for these Pokemon. I have never had this in any other show that we've done this way. Like, where I just have like a very strange attachment.
Right. Now I'm being surprised by all these rejections from all sides.
I know.
I knew this one was probably going to come up, and I thought I'd be alone defending it. So, like, I'm glad I'm not.
Yeah, this is like it's okay. Like, I'm not like, they're very mid. Like, they're not bad.
I will not, like, I do not love Musharna, but I can't say it's bad.
I don't know if this is intentional or it was because of the graphics at the time or whatever, the smoke that comes out of its, nose or wherever it's coming from. Just instead of just seeming like it's magical sleep dust, it just feels like it's a tentacle coming out of its nose, and it's just always made me feel uncomfortable. I'm talking about, of course, of the 3D model.
I think that's definitely a you thing. I think that's a you thing.
Okay, so that was my bottom. I was trying to suggest.
Okay, move along.
There's only one space for cycling, and that makes me sad because there's still so many for the top.
There's a couple for the top I would nominate, and they're actually more recent than I'd like to admit.
And here I come having to nominate one that is again from the original 151, because when I think of Psychic, I cannot not think about this Pokemon first, and that is the one that made Psychic Pokemon a thing, the Alakazam line. It's just
I feel weird saying this, but that the only when I look at Alakazam, I just go the default. And not in a fun way. Not like the example like Mewtwo. It's
right.
Like, oh, yeah, I guess it's just a good psychic type, huh?
I feel the same way. Lynian, we're like really on the same wavelength on this one today, which is...
Except for Hypno.
Like, I feel exactly the same way. Like, yeah, that's the default psychic type. Like, meh.
That's fair.
I feel more excited by, like, objectively worse Pokemon like Gardevoir. And I wouldn't put Gardevoir on top. Like, I'm just... saying as an aside.
Okay, that's fair. So there you go. Those were my two. Now back to Thatch.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be really bad. This is gonna be really bad.
We are going to be murdered in the emails over that.
Hashtag Jushiro was right.
There will be riots in the streets.
I've got like three psychic types that I really like for the top, so I'm trying to decide which one I wanna nominate for this final spot. And I think the answer is probably, which ones are going to have the most success? Because the three I have are Weirdeer, because I think Weirdeer's really cool. I have Galarian Rapidash, because I think it's a cool Pokemon.
I have to agree with you, too. I think it's a cool Pokemon, too.
Yeah.
There's also Hisuian Braviary, which I really like as well.
I can get behind the Rapidash, Galarian Rapidash.
Galarian Rapidash is probably one of my favorite Pokemon to come out of Gen 8.
I won't object. It's not my favorite. I wouldn't even say it's my favorite Gen 8 Psychic. I think that goes to Indeedee.
Right.
But, like, that's not something I think most people are going to agree with. I understand that the Cat Butler is my thing. Wow.
Yeah.
I should have thought that sentence out. I understand that Indeedee is a Pokemon that I am partial to, particularly because I caught one in PTU. I like it a lot. I've used it in draft as well to success. Like, I like the Pokemon, but I understand that it's not like a widely beloved.
I'm putting Galarian Rapidash down. You can't give me a good reason to not like the yogurt.
Hey, I'm happy about that. Yes, I like Galarian Rapidash a lot.
All right, so we need a bottom nomination. Okay, bottom nomination. I'm hoping this, like, we have Mime Jr. in the pocket. Okay, that's the pocket pick. But, like...
I should definitely put Mr. Mime has a part in my heart, but the evolution of Mr. Mime is just, I hate it.
I actually like that a lot. I like the Charlie Chaplin face thing, but Mr. Mime Jr. can get punted.
But the one I was actually going to nominate instead of the pocket pick, so we could just, like, wrap it up. But the other one would be Woobat. I don't think Woobat should exist.
No, I agree with Thatch.
I don't hate it, though.
I think Gen 5 had a lot of Pokemon in it that were just like, we made this Pokemon just because we wanted to have all new Pokemon, but we just didn't want Zubat, so we made Woobat.
Can I offer a counter argument from the same generation?
I will also accept this.
I dislike Woobat more, mostly because I hate the hole in its face. But I'm okay with...
I'm actually really upset at Gothitelle, specifically this generation, Generation 9. Because we got Gothitelle, but not Reuniclus.
Yeah, and I like Reuniclus a lot. In my personal top 5, we can drop out Galarian Rapidash and throw in Reuniclus. This is just, throw in Beheeyem, but Reuniclus is above Galarian Rapidash. Either way, that's beside the point.
I will accept that counteroffer.
How many spaces do we have in bottom?
We technically have 1, and it's Mime Jr., so...
1, Mime Jr., 0.
My counteroffer is Bruxish.
Bruxish is okay.
Bruxish is, at least it's based off of really brightly colored fish.
I think both Mime Jr. and Mantike are both Pokemon that just didn't need to happen.
But at least Mantike is cute. Mime Jr. inspires feelings of violence.
I think Mantike would have been cuter if in Gen 4 they would have let you catch a Mantike much earlier than they did. Because it was like a very late game Pokemon, like you just immediately evolve into a Mantine anyway, right?
You can catch Mantine on the same route.
I mean, they do the same thing in Legends Arceus too, which is disappointing. Like, baby Pokemon not done well are very frustrating to me. Like, Black, White, and 2 did such a good job. Like with the Elekid and the Magby early game.
And the Riolu that you caught at Flokesi Ranch.
Yeah, and Gen 7 does a very good job too with Smoochum, being very early game. I really enjoy when they do baby Pokemon right, because you get like a huge power spike with baby Pokemon, like a huge one.
Gen 9 does, say what you will, but all of the babies being super early, that's also an extremely good point there.
Yeah, I think that's really big, but Mime Jr. I think is just not needed ever.
I'm looking at our list, overall, we'll stick Mime Jr. down there, and the top 5 is literally a couple legendaries, and then 2 Galarian forms and Armor Rouge.
I mean, who else are we putting there? Like, come on. So, at the end of the day, so you can yell at us, our top 5 are the Lunala/Solgaleo line, Mewtwo, Armor Rouge, Galarian Slowbro, and Galarian Rapidash. Our bottom 5 are Chimico, Hypno, Screamtail, Gothitelle, and Mime Jr. Be sure to send your emails in to at puclpodcast@gmail.com and let us know why we're wrong or why you're more right. Send those in. We really appreciate it. I love when everybody sends them in because Sleeve actually makes a really cool presentation to the Discord afterwards.
Look, he makes a PowerPoint about like where we agreed, where we disagreed. It's great.
Yeah, it's great. I love it. So send in your emails and they will at least be included in that. I really appreciate that. All right. Well, we're going to kick it off over then to the Pokemon of the episode. We'll catch you on the flip-flop.
Poke of the episode.
Welcome to our Pokemon of the episode. Our Pokemon of the episode this week is National Dex number 0989, Sandy Shocks, the Paradox Pokemon.
Its Violet Dex entry reads, it slightly resembles a Magneton that lived for 10,000 years and was featured in an article in a paranormal magazine.
I love that all of them are just like, it was in an article in a paranormal magazine.
Right.
Theories, last episode, whatever.
Yeah, last episode we 100% talked about it. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't there. I just was going to say that I eventually figured that they were going to be this type of crypto Sulage animals.
Yeah.
Which was originally a really fun idea. I have them and I feel partly because of the Pokédex entries that it was kind of missed.
Yeah, they really needed just like a little bit more.
I think they're cryptozoologists, but in the fact that they don't actually exist and that they just imagine they exist.
Exactly. But it would have been it would have been funner if they would have been like a Bigfoot Pokemon or but they missed that.
Yeah, they're cryptids in the sense that they don't actually exist.
Sandy Shocks is 100% Bigfoot. I don't know what your confusion is.
I love Sandy Shocks though, by the way. I just want that known. It's my favorite ground type. It's
a very cool electric ground type. Compared to the other electric ground types, we have Stunfisk, and it's got 85 HP, 81 attack, 97 defense, 121 special attack, 85 special defense, and 101 speed. So, like, it's a decent Pokemon.
Yeah.
Its one ability is, of course, photosynthesis.
Right.
Which gives you a 1.3 or 1.3 boost.
30%.
Yep. To your highest stat. That's not HP. I really like. I just love how they handled the Paradox Pokemon in this way, in like finding a balanced way to do Beast Boost.
Right.
I really like it. His move pool isn't super deep. It's a lot of just electric and ground type moves. I think it also gets Flash Cannon, maybe.
Some Steel, and it gets a lot of really cool. It's not in this, not for this, but it also gets some really cool secondary moves. Like it's got Screens, it's got Sandstorm, Sunny Day. It's got things like Gravity and Mirror Coat, Metal Sound, which makes it usable in raids. Like it's fun. It's got Power Gem, which is relevant coverage, but
that's semi-relevant. Power Gem, I feel like everybody's like, yeah, it's got coverage, it's got Power Gem, and it's just like, okay, but does
like it doesn't help a lot, but like sometimes you just need a bit, you know.
You know who else has Power Gem? Ampharos.
Yeah, but Ampharos isn't only held back by coverage. I think Sandy Shocks largely is only held back by its coverage.
You're probably right.
Ground Electric does not need rock coverage.
Yeah. So we've got a team for you today. This is a Series 2 VGC team, so you can actually jump on the ladder and use this team today. Patrons can use it or come and download it later this week. You can, of course, or by the time the show is on, it should be up. But you can, of course, also just take the team from the Discord and use it as well. Let's jump into the team. You get the leading man, Lynian.
Yeah.
I'll let you take it.
We got Sandy Shocks, who's running a booster energy with the ability Photosynthesis, of course. It's got the Electric Terra type with 4 HP, 252 special attack, and 252 speed, and a timid nature. I believe it will still proc its special attack boost.
But you're right.
It will. However, it's running 0 attack, obviously, with Thunderbolt, Earth Power, Substitute, and Protect. It's pretty easy. You just sub and you just nuke with your stabs. They're gonna hurt like crazy.
Yep.
Either with that booster energy or in the sun. But what if you wanted another special attacker that also, like, for some reason, I don't know, maybe kind of had some sun stuff, maybe Photosynthesis, and wow, Fluttermane, what are you doing here?
The same thing it's doing on every VGC Series 2 team.
It's got 4 HP with 252 special attack, 252 speed, and a timid nature with 0 attack, with Dazzling Gleam, Shadow Ball, Icy Wind, and Protect. Spread damage, but also Shadow Ball if you need to kill something. Also, man, does this Pokemon, is it real glad that nothing has Bullet Punch anymore? That probably takes it over the top, and the Focus Sash will, means you obviously always survive one, but yeah, Fluttermane's really good.
So I just looked it up because I was curious, but in the Series 2 usage on Showdown right now, Fluttermane is at the top with a 48.26% usage.
Honestly, lower than I expected.
It is very high. It is at the top, though. All right, so we've got some more Pokemon because Series 2 did let you bring Paradox Pokemon in. We also have Brute Bonnet holding a Citrus Berry, again with Photosynthesis. Terra type is Fire, though. Probably so that when something tries to hit you with a Fire type attack, you do not have to care.
Yeah.
EVs are going to be 252 HP, 252 attack, 4 speed. This is like Amoonguss, but it can hit you. Adamant nature.
Like hard.
Yeah. It's got Spore. It's got Rage Powder, just like you'd see Amoonguss having. Sucker Punch, that's a little weird. But it also has Close Combat. Because Brute Bonnet is very confusing. It is a very scary Pokemon. But yes, moving on, we've got the Paldean Tauros Blaze Breed holding the Covert Cloak. What is the Covert Cloak? I knew this and I forgot.
Covert Cloak is, I believe, your stats can't be lowered by the opponent's clear bond.
No, that's the Clear Amulet.
It's the one that means that you can't get secondary effects, so you can't
be flinched. You can't be flinched.
Fake out, etc., etc., etc.
That's right. This is it has a Terra type of grass so that you can, I guess, survive against water type moves.
Yep.
252 attack, 252 speed, jolly nature. It's got Raging Bull, which is a fun attack because it just takes on the type from the breed of Tauros it is. So in this case, it would be oh my gosh, it would be a fire
90
type
90 base
move.
power fire type move that destroys screens.
Yeah, it's great. I love it. Additionally, it is running Close Combat again and Will-O-Wisp. I didn't realize it got Will-O-Wisp. That is fantastic, actually. Blaze Breed Tauros, I'm so happy that Tauros is like good in this meta, by the way.
I'm glad that they made the Spanish Bull and it wasn't bad.
Yeah, they did a very good job with that.
Well, its last move is Protect.
Yeah, it's because it's VGC.
It's VGC. It probably went without saying, but
yeah, it's VGC.
We'll say it.
It's fine. It's VGC. Yeah. All right, Jushiro, take us home.
Yeah. No, of course. We're gonna go back now, and if we're gonna add Scizor, which is less exciting than the previous Pokemon mentioned, as it's an old dog in this race, with Assault Vest, with ability Technician. It's Terra type Dragon, with EVs of 252 HP, 252 attack, and just 4 in speed.
Dragon's really weird. I guess I understand it from like
it's to resist fire, I guess.
Fire? Yeah, I feel like I would have chosen a different type than Dragon.
I would have picked water.
Yeah, like water feels better than Dragon. But continue.
Unless they're also afraid of anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know. Right. Maybe Dodonzo? I don't know.
Dodonzo?
Yeah. Well,
okay, continue.
Yeah. Sorry.
Well, it has no worries. It has Pounce, and its attacks. It's Pounce, Bullet Punch.
I love Pounce, by the way. It's a new move. I didn't realize it existed. I was so happy about it.
Yeah, it's new to this gen.
I love it.
Right.
Because bug types need something. It's a 50 base power bug type move, which works really well with Scizor. Because Scizor gets
Technician,
he gets the Technician boost, and Bug Bite I think got cold, right?
No, I
no,
don't think so.
No, it lowers speed by 1 stage. Never mind, that's what I'm forgetting.
That's what I was. Okay. I thought I heard Bullet Punch wasn't a thing in this meta.
No, as in it's been cut down from how omnipresent it was in other games.
It was on a lot of people prior.
Okay,
but there's not a lot of Bullet Punch users now.
Gotcha. Well, that's good. That means that Scizor is more useful. And then you got Brick Break and Thief as its final 2 attacks. Pretty standard. Now, all of this team, everything we just discussed, is absolutely useless without the guy who's just going to set it up. And this whole team hinges on a Murkrow.
That's probably more true than you think it is, Jushiro.
This Murkrow with obviously Eviolite, and ability Prankster with a Terror type of Ghost, and the EV spread of 236 HP, 140 defense, and 132 special defense. This Impish Nature Murkrow has one thing in its mind, and that is to bring you a very, very sunny day, which then will help everyone else. Other attacks, if you want to know, it's Brave Bird, and of course Tailwing and Haze. But that Sunny Day, I tell you, that's the main focus here that we want to activate for the whole team.
It would be good for the team, but I mean, everything else is great too. Tailwind is a really good support. The Haze is very good support against Dondozo teams. So it's a very, very good support mon. But yeah, if you want to grab this team, you can over on our Patreon. But if you want to try it out, definitely grab it from the Discord. Let us know what you think of it. I'd love to know what you have to say about it. Maybe I'll run it on stream this week. All right. Well, that's going to be it for the Pokemon of the episode. We are going to kick it on over now to the mailbag.
It's mail time! Send in your emails!
Welcome to the Mailbag. The Mailbag is the part of the show where you can email us at puclpodcast@gmail.com, and we might read it on the show. We typically have a prompt each week. Last week we asked you what you thought Paradox Pokemon where they were coming from. I can't wait to actually discuss this because Lynian was on the last show for it, so I'm very excited to bounce it off of him and get the upset this doesn't make sense things. Because I will definitely feel the same way, and it's nice to have a brother brother in that feeling. So
yeah, sorry you guys don't get a break from me. Yeah.
All right. But as always, this segment of the show is brought to you by the energy drink Green Toros, the energy drink that gives you hooves. Hooves. All right. Our first email this week is going to be from 2Crow48, and I believe you've got this one, Jushiro.
Of course. We got hello, Thatch and friends. Let me begin by putting in my tinfoil hat. Oh, we all love that. I am not convinced that the Paradox Pokemon have anything to do with X and Y, nor the DLC going anywhere near Kalos. Why? Simply because X and Y are not the next gen due for a remake. I don't think Nintendo will jump back to Kalos before the inevitable Gen 6 remakes. Plus, Nintendo knows that the mysterious power plants, it's all the marketing they need to lure people into buying those remakes.
Pause. The only thing they needed to lure anybody into buying BDSP was by making BDSP. There was literally no difference between BDSP and, like, Diamond and Pearl. Why would they try to market to us the mysterious power plant? People are going to buy X and Y remakes anyway.
Right. The announcement trailer may as well just be a picture of the power plant and the words "discover its secret," and the fans will go wild. What are the Paradox Pokemon? Not to deflate everyone's drift balloon, but I believe that they're exactly what they're told they are, past and future variations. As for the DLC area, my bold prediction is that it will be an area that is somehow linked to the past, future, more portals, and we get a glimpse into Paldea's history or legacy, a lesson of the region and what caused these Pokemon to change their forms and typing would be a fascinating piece of lore, something this generation seems to be focusing on. As always, thanks for the great content and take care. 2Crow48.
Awesome. Well, thank you for that one. Our next email is going to come to you from Tia.
What it do, Puckle Crew? It's Tia. I haven't wrote this many emails in a row since 2021. I can't help it since these last 3 weeks have all been topics that I am passionate about. The third legendary is a dragon that is hatching out of its shell, and the symbol on the top of its head looks like the Terra symbol. Every time the region uses terrestrialization, or when Terra shards drop, it feeds the Pokemon energy so it will hatch. Also, Paldea itself could be in the form of this third legendary, with Glaciata Mountain as its tail, and Area Zero remembers the sphere it's resting on. I looked up the image. I don't think it looks like a dragon hatching.
I wonder, it could be.
It looks like it's resting on top of the thing, but it doesn't look like it's hatching when I look at it. I don't know what's going on with that design, and the more I look at it, the less certain I am.
Yeah, right? It's just, like, really hard to tell. There's some, like, interesting things that I've seen. Like, even, like, the dragon pops out of it.
It looks... Even the thing talks about it resting on it.
Yeah.
Because it says... It bore, whether it was... It resembled a mysterious brilliant disc. Yeah, but a disc isn't an egg. Eggs are spherical, not discs.
Yeah, I don't know. It's very confusing, and I guess, like, we're not going to have an answer until the DLC comes out, right? Like,
yeah, I just wouldn't say it's a disc. I would say specifically it's called a disc so often, I don't think it's an egg. Yeah. So this brings me to Rhyfort. I believe that Rhyfort is a direct descendant of the corrupted king.
Okay.
Sure. There's literally nothing in the text one way or another on that, so...
Yeah, okay, sure. Well, it could explain, like, I don't know, like, character-wise, I could see it, you know?
I guess it's just weird that she wouldn't know her lineage if she was the direct, and she's studying, just feels odd.
800 years is a long time, Lynian, okay?
Yeah, but, like, if you're in line for the British throne, that's not something people tend to forget.
I feel like most of the British population is in line for the British throne.
In line, direct descendant is different than distant descendant.
Yeah.
Furthermore, the Ruins Pokemon are based on a Chinese mythology called the Four Perils, which just so happen to be the opposites of the Four Guardians, which the genies are based on. Also known as the Four Auspicious Beasts, this is correct. And just like the genies, the Perils were also said to have Therian forms.
Oh, that would make me so happy.
I actually don't know on that, because the Therian thing, near as I can tell, isn't grounded in the Auspicious Beasts.
Okay, I hope this is true.
Now, the fact that they are direct parallels does mean there's hope for it. Like, this is not entirely unreasonable by any stretch. It's just also not.
I would be so happy. I would be so happy.
It's not a shoo-in, but I like it a lot, and I want this to be true. I just don't want it to come across like I think it is.
I would love anything else to get with this. I mean, Gen 9 just did so many things right in my mind.
It did.
Yeah. Other than Pokemon designs. And, like, one of them was, like, the 4 perils.
Yes. The Beasts of Ruin is what they're called.
The Beasts of Ruin. I think they are just, like, I think they are great.
Yes. No, they are fantastic.
I love how little we know about them. I love that.
We know enough to, like, get a good vibe for who they are, why they're there, what they're doing. Like, that's a good amount of information, but not enough that they're just, like, plot devices.
Yeah, I know. And I love it. I love it so much. I want more.
So, they continue. The third legendary will likely trigger the Therian forms, which will trigger a quest line where you need the 4 genies to battle and recapture the Ruin Pokemon. I feel like that's not going to happen because they wouldn't take away 4 Pokemon from you, and you've already caught them.
Yeah, no, I don't think they would do that, but, like, yeah, they did such a good job. I can't get over it. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
They did such a good job.
There's a little more. With the Ruin Pokemon captured again, here's where the twist comes. The Elite Four and Glamora Therian, Gita, want the third legendary so they can create the ideal Paldea. However, they underestimate the Blue Dragon's power, and it's up to you and the gang to save the world yet again. It's meddling kids, Tia. Completely lost me. I'm sorry.
That was a Scooby-Doo reference because...
Well, no, not that part. It's why would the Elite Four do that? They're all reasonable people, and Gita doesn't want that, and Pokemon's not known for its subtlety.
I've heard this, like, really crazy theory that probably isn't true, but it would make me so happy if it is. That Gita is actually somehow, like, is the third legendary.
Okay, maybe, sure, because, like, she is tied to Glamora, which is down there.
Yeah, she's tied to Glamora, which is known for just hiding on Terra Crystals. That's why she's, like, all weird and, like, stiff in her movements. And maybe she's not exactly, like, a nice person because all of the gym leaders seem, like, scared of her when you go to, like, do the gym challenges.
She's also their boss. Gita, maybe.
I'm people's bosses, and they still come and play D&D at my house. So, like...
I'm not saying that it's exclusive. I'm just saying that it's... But also, like, Larry does not want to remake the world.
Yeah.
Larry wants to go home.
Larry does.
Right.
And eat mayonnaise and stare at the wall. Hassel is like a blubbering child who cries at anything mildly emotional, and I love him, and he's definitely dating the freaking grass gym leader.
Maybe.
But, like, it's the text is, the subtext is there, it's fine, whatever. But no. Also, Poppy's 9. She doesn't want to change the world. She can barely change herself.
All right.
I don't feel like we could bring them into it. There is a PS, though. This game is 100% Scooby-Doo, and I can prove it. I have also seen this Tumblr post. Fred is Arvin, Daphne is Nimona, Velma is Penny, Shaggy is the player, and Scooby is Koraidon and Miraidon.
I disagree with this equivalency.
Yeah, me too.
I disagree heavily for one reason. Arvin is Daphne, Nimona is Fred.
I believe that we are Fred, and that Arvin is in fact Shaggy.
Yeah, the Scooby-Doo reboot where Shaggy has deep trauma about how Scooby-Doo got better treatment from his dad.
Yes. Arvin's really good at making sandwiches.
Oh, you know what? Shaggy making sandwiches, that does check out.
I'm just saying. Well, thank you for those emails. The Green Taurus badge, do we want to give it to either of those two?
I feel like the first email was pretty good.
Two Crow can get it then. Two Crow, you get the email.
Yeah, that was nice. We do read these, by the way.
Yeah, we do read them. All right. So if you want to email us next week at puclpodcast@gmail.com with your favorite psychic type Pokemon, we would definitely enjoy that. All right. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, favorite top 5, bottom 5, top 1, bottom 1, whatever. We will accept those at puclpodcast@gmail.com. You can, of course, go and check us out on social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and you can, of course, go to our Discord at pucldiscord.com. Check us out at YouTube, youtube.com/puclpodcast. And, of course, you can go ahead and follow us on Patreon if you want to help support the show at patreon.com/puclpodcast. I have been your host, Trainer Thatch.
I've been Jushiro.
I've been Lynian.
And here in the Lavender Town Radio Tower, it's closing time.
flip side.